Today we are headed up to Barrie, and I have two main things I have to do. Number one,
Yes, Ken. For starters, the first thing you could have done was stayed home. Considering we are in a lockdown and the various levels of government have all asked us to stay at home unless we absolutely have to go out.
I have to go to KFC at the south end of Barrie and shoot a video.
Try again.
Wrong, Ken. You don't have to go to Barrie to KFC to shoot a video. You want to go to Barrie to KFC to shoot a video so that you can make money. There is a very big difference there. Wanting, needing. Wanting, needing. You want, you don't need to.
The spicy big crunch stacker combo.
Ken, given that you make these bogus claims that you are trying so hard to lose weight, do you not think that it's maybe wise that when you go do these videos, that instead of getting a full combo, that you just do the main item that you're there for? The fact that you get fries and a drink that you don't need is just wasted calories. You've had the fries from KFC dozens of times in your life, so there's no point in you having them yet again. And do you really need a sugary pop to go with it? You constantly bring your green water bottle with you, and for months you were claiming, I'm not gonna get a drink. I'm just gonna drink my water. I'm gonna forego a drink. But you've been rarely doing that for the past several months.
And I did the stacker last year, December. I did the barbecue stacker combo. And so this year I'm going to do the spicy, because I haven't done it, the spicy, what's it called? The spicy big crunch stacker combo. And their Cinnabons. Apparently they have Cinnabons now, so that's a cool thing.
Oh yes, the Cinnabons that you had a Cinnabon meltdown over. Constantly, I don't want biscuits. This wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna go back through the drive-thru, I think. Yeah, let's go back through the drive-thru. Oh, you guys don't have actual Cinnabon cinnamon buns? Oh, that's what I really wanted. Gee, Ken, if you really wanted a Cinnabon, as I said in that particular reaction video, go to a fucking Cinnabon location. Granted, not right now because we're in a fucking lockdown. Not that you would know that. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. You do know that we're in a lockdown. You just pretend that we're not, because that would impede you from doing what you want. And as usual, Ken is bumbling and stumbling and fumbling to try and, get the name of the spicy big crunch stacker out. Like, that was a massive hurdle for him to overcome.
Flashback.
Part of me is thinking of going through the drive-thru again real quick and trying the other Cinnabon thing, because these just look like regular biscuits, but let's just give it a shot. And it's okay. I don't mind it, but I think I prefer a Cinnabon. Let's go through the drive-thru after I finish this, of course. Right, so they have Cinnabon biscuits, and then I'm thinking they have Cinnabons as well. And I really want to try just a regular Cinnabon. Not super stoked about the biscuit part, They have like Cinnabons with a Cinnabon bakery kind of flair to it. Hi, I'd like to try your Cinnabon. Do you have like regular Cinnabons, or they're only Cinnabon biscuits? Oh, okay. So there's no actual Cinnabon cinnamon bun. They're only biscuits. All right, guys, that was my mistake. I just thought they had like Cinnabons and then Cinnabon biscuits, but they do not. I repeat, they do not. And then also I did these Cinnabons, and they are unfortunately not regular Cinnabons. They're like Cinnabon biscuits. Like, who does that? I don't know. I don't like it. It's not one of my favorites. I prefer straight up Cinnabons. Excuse me. That's how good it was. You guys get a cameo burp. That's fantastic.
Ken is being paid to make this video for somebody. And as we all know with his cameos, he spends the majority of it talking about himself, thinking that people want to know what he's doing. Oh, you're getting a sneak peek of this new video that I just shot, because I'm Kendomic and it's such a big secret. But, you know, he's talking about the Cinnabons and bitching about them. In a few seconds, he'll say that they should try them, but don't expect it to be a Cinnabon. So, again, it's Ken doing his usual ass kissing to the company. He doesn't want to say that something was bad. He just says that I didn't like it or I didn't really care for it. It's not my favorite. But yeah, definitely go try it out because maybe you'll like it type thing. Like yes, I get things are subjective, but this is just ridiculous. But the thing that really got me was the fact that he burps, does his stupid gag that he rarely does in his videos anymore, to try and pass it off as if it was like a funny thing that was like an amazing part of the cameo. Yeah, Ken, you're being paid $20 or whatever it is that you charge for your bullshit cameo. And that's what you give them. Talking about you doing a food review and burping and laughing about it. Good job, jackass. Your insincere apology afterwards holds absolutely no merit whatsoever.
Sorry about that. I apologize for my rudeness. So Morgan and Olivia, next time you're at KFC, you can try them. Again, don't expect Cinnabons because they're not that Cinnabon dough that you're familiar with if you are familiar with Cinnabons. And then after I do that, I'll head on over to MEC, which is the Mountain Equipment Co-op, and buy myself the best sleeping bag that I can get for keeping me warm and safe during the night because I wanted to give you guys something special for Christmas.
No, what you wanted was to make more money going into 2021. Let's be honest now, Ken. Everybody knows that you don't actually do these videos for the viewers. You do it for the views because the views are what make you your AdSense money.
And I want to do a 24-hour stealth camping video. I'm not sure where I'm going to do it. I'm not sure when I'm releasing this, so I don't want to tell anybody, just in case I do. I have a couple ideas, but I don't want to say anything yet. You'll find out when the video is released.
Gotta hand it to Ken. He sure loves to, sort of ruin the surprises by telling people what he wants to do, but then he doesn't go so far as to say exactly what he's gonna do because he's afraid that people that would be seeking to see him go down would thwart his ability to do this. Which is, I mean, I guess not wrong in some senses. I'm sure there are people that would love to call the cops on him and have him, you know, towed off or told to get the hell out of there. I mean, right now, I would love to see him get nailed with a hefty fine for going against the lockdown orders. That's what I'd love to see. I don't wish ill on Ken. I've said this many, many times before. But when somebody like Ken willingly goes out of their way and circumvents or breaks the laws, which this lockdown is actually law right now, then he should have to pay the consequences.
Actually, you guys usually find out if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, any of those three. I always, the morning I wake up and I'm finishing up my 24-hour stealth camping thing, I'll probably put out an Instagram post, and that way, like, I'm already leaving there. I don't like when I get to a location to tell people where I am. I'd rather them find out after I'm gone.
He says with a giant smirk on his face, knowing exactly why he doesn't like to tell people beforehand. Of course, this is also another way for him to get people to follow him on his social media, because he hopes that will somehow help him financially. But Ken's not going to become an Instagram influencer by any stretch of the imagination.
But people just keep asking me about stealth camping. That's all they want to see is stealth camping.
Sure they do, Ken. Sure they do. That's just you saying that because you don't want to be honest with people and say that you like doing the stealth camping videos because they get you the most views. But here's the thing. The more you do them, the less views you get. I've noticed that. Your most recent one, you've done 2 now. The first one is still sitting at only 74,000 views. You haven't even cracked 100,000 views. I don't think you've done that with any videos on your channel in months. Which is not surprising given the fact that your content is so bland and stale and stagnant.
And so I'd love to get some feedback from you guys. Should I always do 24-hour stealth camping, or should I just do, dinner time to the next day, breakfast time kind of thing? That way we do a breakfast, maybe a snack at nighttime, and then a breakfast.
Apparently, it's way too complicated for Ken to remember dinner. He said breakfast, snack, breakfast, when it should have been dinner, snack, breakfast. Of course, Ken can't even say breakfast like a normal person, The whole speech impediment issue, I guess, that he has going on.
And that way I do 3 things and I won't kill as much time. I know sometimes the whole putting 24 hours in the description and in the title sometimes triggers people, and that makes them really curious as to why you'd want to spend 24 hours at a McDonald's. That possibly helps get views, but anyway.
See, there it is. That might help possibly get views. Ken knows that he does things for the views. So he slipped up there, and that's why he quickly changed the subject.
Just finished the spicy big crunch stacker combo and the Cinnabon video, and my recommendation to you guys is give it a shot. But again, they're biscuits; they're not regular Cinnabons. So if you go here expecting Cinnabons with your KFC, it is just completely different, because they're like regular buttery biscuits, and then they put the Cinnabon sauce and icing on it, and then that's it.
Leave it to Ken to have his little man-child pouty nonsense continue on and on and on and on. Like, he did it all throughout the video when he realized that, oh, those just look like regular biscuits with icing and, like cinnamon sugar sauce on top of them. That's what it says in the frickin' advertisement. That's what it shows. So he knew what he was gonna get, but he just has to, bitch and complain about it. But then he tells people to go out and give it a shot anyways. Even though he didn't enjoy it, he still ate it because it was sugary, fatty goodness, and Ken loves garbage food. But it's like, I didn't really care for it. But still, go out and try it. Definitely go try it.
So, my taste buds and my tummy really wanted regular Cinnabons, and that wasn't happening today. So it was kind of disappointing in that part of it, but other than that, the spicy big crunch stacker was phenomenal.
Phenomenal, people! I'm Ken Dumick, and I'm back with another phenomenally terrible video for you today, where all I do is bitch and complain about how the Cinnabons weren't a Cinnabon, and how I really wanted a Cinnabon, even though the main aspect of this video was preparing for my stealth camping, and so far I've done none of that in this video. Wah, wah, wah.
Just extra sauce. Order extra sauce. Put it in one of those little ketchup cuppy things and put it in between the patties, and you'll enjoy it.
Or how about you be like a normal person and just request extra sauce on the sandwich itself? That way you don't have to waste more one-time use wrappers or containers. Yeah, Ken, you're really so environmentally friendly. No, you're not. But you like to try and make it look like you are. But you're not.
All right. So here's our sleeping bags. We got a +5, 10 degrees Celsius.
Ken has walked maybe 30 feet. 40 feet, maybe 50 feet, whatever it's been, from his car into the store, over to the sleeping bags, and he's winded. He's winded walking on level ground and maybe 50 feet. But even if I say 100 feet, he's winded just walking. Yeah, Ken. You're really the model of health.
But for like $10, you can get long. That's for 6'6" people. I'm 6 foot, just under 6 feet.
I love how there he said that he's 6 feet tall, but then immediately said just under 6 feet. Because if someone would have called him out on him lying like that, he would have had no way to refute it. I mean, I guess Ken's probably like that guy that says, yeah, I got a 10-inch dick, when in reality he's like packing 3 inches. I mean, maybe that's why Ken buys big SUVs and expensive gizmos and gadgets, because he's got to compensate. I don't know.
So I guess long would be for Ben. All right, regular it is.
Guess based on Ken's logic there, because he just got the regular and not the long, he got a woman's sleeping bag. Well, I mean, he is Princess Kendall after all, so it's kind of fitting.
All right, so I'm gonna be warm in this thing. So it was $190 something, and then I bought a pair of I guess rainproof, waterproof.
Hey Ken, what the hell are rainproof pants? I mean, you said it. Rainproof pants. Rainproof. Well, rainproof.
Pants for when I do some cycling.
Oopsie daisy. Looks like Ken didn't realize that he left something in the video there. I mean, 2 digits aren't seen, but that makes it pretty simple to try and figure out, seeing as there's only so many combinations. But Ken loves to show other people's information like that, so I mean, I haven't said what it is, but I think people can figure it out. They look close enough. I'm just gonna do a quick voiceover while this fast forwards, because all Ken did was walk out to his car, put his shit in the car, and then he went home, and the next morning is when he started filming again and had Carol show him getting into the fucking sleeping bag. And he's telling us about the sleeping bag, and it's just pointless footage. Like, he spent like 6 minutes doing that. He could have done that in like 60 seconds. So, as usual, Ken just stretching things out so that he has nonsensical bullshit footage to put up on his blog channel.
All right, guys, that's it for the vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed that equipment kind of shopping thing, and for future stealth camping. I can't wait. And what? No, you're not coming. He wants to come for the French fries. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy my 24-hour stuff and my stealth camping and
Oh yeah, Ken. It's totally such riveting and enjoyable content, your 24-hour and your stealth camping videos. I mean, really, all it is a middle-aged man sleeping in his car for 24 hours or overnight, gorging himself on the worst food people could eat. Yep, that's really amazing entertainment right there from Ken Domick of KBD Productions TV.
I know Sam's gonna love it because he always gets free food out of it. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me on the vlog. Thanks, Carol, for videotaping, and we'll see you guys in a few days. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Man, he says that with like the grinchiest of looks on his face. Like, Come on, Ken, you couldn't even put on some fake enthusiasm and some fake cheer for your viewers? Nope, just your glum bum Scrooge look. Then they got Sam to go in the sleeping bag for their footage. And I didn't bother keeping that because I'm going right into the next vlog video here, so just in case anyone questions why that's missing.
Hey guys, it's Wednesday, December 30th, and yeah, I just survived a minus 9 degrees Celsius night.
What, Ken? A minus 9 degrees Celsius night? But why would you say that it was minus 10 for the title of your video? Unless you do clickbait like we continually say you do, and you continually deny. Very interesting that you would actually say something like this.
In Bradford, Ontario, Canada. And I just finished putting all my stealth stuff away. My toes are freezing cold. Carol's like, just go buy new boots.
Isn't that sweet of Ken to mock his wife on camera? And he wonders why his family doesn't want to have anything to do with his channel. Or as minimal appearances on his channel now. Oh, Ken. You hate when people mock you and make fun of you, but it's okay for you to do it to them? Yeah, hypocrite.
No, because today was a little bit of a disaster, because I thought I was going to be eating at the Sunset Grill, but they're closed because of what's going on in the world probably for the next 28 days.
Hey, Ken, like you called yourself earlier in the video, hey, dumbass. This pandemic is not just going to miraculously go away in 28 days. The lockdown is set for 28 days because the province and the country as a whole is trying to, once again, flatten the curve because the case numbers are just skyrocketing. Ontario is seeing over 3,000 cases per day. That's new cases per day. 3,000 per day, Ken. Let that sink into your head. 3,000 people are getting COVID each day in the province. And the majority of that is coming from the GTA because that's where the population is concentrated. So you should be staying home, but you don't because you just care about making money. Stay home to help. Stop being a fucking asshole. And yeah, I'm gonna say asshole instead of dumbass because that's what you're being. You are being a giant asshole by not staying home like so many other people.
They're not even doing takeout, nothing. And then I came over to this plaza, which is the plaza, the Walmart, the Tim Hortons, and the Burger King that you guys know I've been to multiple times. I did my second 24-hour stealth camping in the next parking lot over. But they have a place here called Daybreak, and that's an all-day breakfast place, and they're shut down because of what's going on in the world. So 2 for 2, lost out on that, so I just went to Tim Hortons because they're open. They'll be open during like World War III. They'll be open.
Gee, Ken, it's so great that you find this all so amusing. World War III, the fact that there's a pandemic where so many people have lost their lives because people just want to do the whole, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do whatever I want because freedom, freedom, freedom. It's not about taking away someone's civil liberties. It's about helping to ensure that the greater general public is safe. Your actions affect other people. I don't think you seem to realize or understand that very simple concept. And that is sad but not surprising when you're a sociopath.
They'll never close. So I was in the Harvey's area for the dinner part. I set up my stealth camping, got it all ready, and I'm like, well, I like to wake up in the morning right at the Sunset Grill front doors almost. So I parked there, and then overnight it snowed, and this is one of the things I was dreading, and one of the things that kind of woke me up. I woke up throughout the whole night because I was sleeping in a car at -9.
There you go again, saying -9. Again, even though it actually wasn't -9 degrees outside, you were just, once again, saying the wind chill because that makes it sound even worse than it really is. When you're inside a shelter, like your vehicle, a wind chill is not going to affect you. That's why it's called wind chill and why it says feels like -9, not is -9. Ken doesn't understand simple things. Again, this is the guy that didn't know the capital city of Ontario was Toronto.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that I shouldn't get my wife cooking stuff, but if that's what she wants, then that's what I got her. I got her the things that were on her list, and one of the things she wanted was new frying pan, and she actually bought me a frying pan in the thought that her husband wasn't going to read the list and not get the things that she wanted on her list. So she brought me a Tefal frying pan, which I gave on Christmas Day because we bought these two brand new high-end beautiful frying pans. I gave my frying pan to Ben because he only has 2 at home, and so he got a bonus present. He got my present from Carol. So
firstly, Ken, it's Tefal, not what you said. And next, it's funny when you showed off the gifts that you bought for your wife, all the kitchen-related stuff, because then you were saying how you were going to use it too, because you want to learn how to cook in that. So that's real nice of you. That's like someone buying their wife a bowling ball, and their wife doesn't like to bowl, so they bought it with their finger holes drilled to the size of their fingers. You know, like what they did in an episode of The Simpsons. Basically, you're like Homer Simpson in that regard. Honestly, I'm surprised that you didn't just buy her a camera so that she could film you trying to be the virgin cook. Because you seem so interested in becoming an aspiring chef. But we all know that's not going to happen because you give up on everything.
that was one of the added things that Carol threw into my... Carol likes to buy a lot of things. Somebody asked what sardines I got. I got Millionaires, and they're the Mediterranean Millionaires. And I think she got me 3 or 4 of those. And then she got me wild caught... I can't remember what the company is off the top of my head. Wild caught mackerel, and about 4 tins of that, which I'll probably be eating over the next week, trying to get my weight back down. The lowest I got doing the intermittent fasting was 202.
Yes, I do remember. You said that you had dropped 32 pounds, and that was sort of early on, within the first, I don't know, month or two, maybe 3 tops of the pandemic. But after that, you sort of kept quiet about the weight loss. You kept talking about your fasting nonstop, but you kept saying that you were plateauing. No, you weren't plateauing. What you were doing was basically gaining back the weight that you lost, just not admitting it. And month by month or week by week, I said in my reactions that it looked like you were putting the weight back on. You could see it in your neck, especially. Your neck started getting bigger and bigger. Looking at it right now, you have a double chin going on again. Maybe even a triple chin. I don't know. That's not me being mean. That's me just stating the obvious. I'm not going to tell you that, yeah, you're losing weight when you're not losing weight, because then that would be me lying. But apparently me telling you as it is, based on the video evidence and the photo evidence that you provide, you and your crowls say that that's me being hateful. Yeah, okay, Ken. Telling the truth is being hateful.
So if you guys remember, last February, the day after the Super Bowl, stood on the scale, 236 pounds, and I said, no more. I'm not doing that anymore. I hate being that weight. There was a couple of video shots of when Paul and I were climbing Mount Marcy, and Paul had the GoPro where he's doing it, where he's dunking it into the river, and the river is going around it. And when he pulled it out, he caught this angle of me, and my stomach was hanging over my belt. And I did not like that look for me. And so the day after the Super Bowl, I had already been researching diets and things, and this whole intermittent fasting just seemed like that was for me.
And roughly a year later, you still do not understand the concept of it. The simple concept of calories in, calories out. That's how any diet or just life in general, when it comes to weight, is dictated. It takes 3,500 calories approximately to gain a pound. So, as I've said, if you are doing your fasting, it doesn't matter if you're doing that if during your feeding window you eat whatever the hell you want. Like, you can eat salads all you want, but whatever you put on that salad, everything has calories. The dressing, like the oil has calories. All the beer and alcohol you have is empty calories. Like, that's the worst. All those sweet confectionaries that you eat. Plus, then on top of that, all these food videos that you do. The amount of calories that you take from that negates anything that you're doing with the fasting. At the best case, you won't gain any weight in a particular week because the calorie offsets. But in a worst case, where you have too many calories, you gain weight. And that's what you've been doing the majority of the last few months, is gaining weight, even though you will not admit it.
And it's the easiest thing you could do. You don't need to exercise, but you should exercise, but you're not exercising to lose weight. You're exercising to keep fit. You don't do like hour-long runs and all that stuff, because that creates hunger, because you're now depleting your body of energy that it now wants back, and it's only a matter of time before you just binge eat. Once again, I'm not saying you're not supposed to exercise. I'm saying you can lose weight by just intermittent fasting and going on walks, going on bike rides. There's a debate, not a debate, let's call it a debate. So I watch a guy who was saying, you know, if you're going to go for an hour walk, why not go for an hour bike ride, a leisurely bike ride, not huffing and puffing, right? You don't want to huff and puff. So if you're going to use an hour of your time to go for a walk, why not do a bike ride? Because you'll burn way more calories than the walk. So he was just saying, you know, if you're going to go for a walk, might as well go for a bike ride because you'll burn more calories. He wasn't saying that walking isn't good for you. He wasn't saying you can't lose weight or burn calories walking, which you can. I think on my hour walks, I think I burn around 200 to 300 calories in an hour. And that's 300 calories. And the best thing about walking is just looking at everything around you and enjoying the aromatic exercising.
See, case in point about Ken not understanding a freaking thing when it comes to this whole dieting thing. There's no such thing as aromatic exercise. Walking is not aromatic exercise. Aromatic, Ken, is essentially to do with smell. People don't exercise because of smells. Walking is not aromatic exercising. Walking is considered cardio, which is short for cardiovascular, because it's working out your lung capacity, which is something that you need to do. Given the fact that you claim you do all this bike riding, the fact that you can only go 10 feet, you'll walk 10 feet and you'll be winded. That's not an age thing, Ken. That is poor diet, poor eating habits, way too much sodium in your diet, which will cause issues with breathing, and the fact that you don't exercise as much as you actually claim you do.
I think we should start driving and start driving home, because I've got all this editing to do. Like I said, this is the first time we've done just an overnight, which will save some time in the editing process and in my day. I don't have to be anywhere for 24 hours straight and then go home and edit. I can do the overnight, get home, start editing. And this was actually Carol's idea, which was awesome, because I was almost not going to do this one. I'm like, you know what? I've done 10 videos plus live shows for the food channel, and I'm trying to keep my schedule at 8, but I did 10 plus live shows.
Yeah, Ken wants to do as little as he has to for his channel. God forbid he does extra videos, because that would eat into his leisure time of him sitting on his ass doing whatever the hell he wants, as if he doesn't already do that enough as it is. Like, Ken just has it so tough, everybody. He has to go to work and do a 9-to-5 job like so many other people. Yep. Nope, Ken. You just want to be lazy. Your live streams, that's on you. That shouldn't be counted in any sort of video count, because half the time you're doing them because you want to make money. You want those sweet, sweet super chats. Don't even try and say that you don't. Because if you didn't, why not do a live stream where you turn off super chats and membership stuff and that? Like, you can easily do that so that you're not making a dime off of your time. But nope. Ken Domik doesn't think that way. Ken Domik only has a one-track mind. What can Ken Domik do to make more money for Ken Domik?
And I'm like, I don't need to do another one today. And she's like, well, shoot it today and then put it up the first day of January and give it to everybody for New Year's Day. It was an adventure. Again, my feet are still freezing cold right now. They were cold during the night, but not freezing, like to the point where it was really bothering me. It was totally survivable. I did talk to Steve Wallace.
Here we go. Ken name dropping. Whenever he does that, it's all about doing it in a video so that that other person will hear it and then be like, oh yeah, I totally want to team up with you. I mean, we all know that Ken's been making that claim for months now. Meanwhile, it doesn't seem to be reciprocal, but, you know, Ken just thinks everybody's dying to work with him. And like, he's still convinced that JP and Julia are gonna invite him back down to their new house. Yeah, good luck with that one, Ken. I think pigs have a better chance of flying. And no, I'm not talking about you getting on an airplane. Because technically, I guess that would be a piggy flying.
2 days ago, he phoned me and we were yapping. And I asked him, you know, what is the coldest temperature I can survive in my car without like a heater? And he's like, it's all about blankets. So he's like, no sleeping bag is rated for what they say it's rated for. He goes, if it's a -20 sleeping bag, it's not a -20 sleeping bag. Like, you cannot sleep in -20 degree weather in that sleeping bag out in the open. So he's like, if you have a lot of blankets, you can survive -20 in your car, which I want to try once. Once, and that's it. I'm not sure where I would do that, but look forward to that one. It'll be a great title for a video, you know, -20, survive -20, stealth camping at whatever restaurant.
Yeah, except for it'll probably be -2 or -4. But then it'll be a super windy day or night where it feels like it's -20, and that's when Ken will do his stupid video and say, -20, I survived -20, when no, you didn't. You survived -2 or -4. And that because when you're inside a vehicle, wind chill doesn't count. Because Ken doesn't understand how the weather and temperature works. It's the same thing with the Humidex, Ken. It may be only 20 Celsius out, but the Humidex, because of the humidity, makes it feel like it's maybe 30 degrees. It's not actually 30 degrees. It just feels like it. There's a big difference.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. I'm trying to think of other things that are going on. I was trying to think of some of the comments you guys left. Yeah, like my wife, back to the jewelry thing, my wife doesn't like jewelry. She hates wearing watches. She doesn't like jewelry. She'd rather me spend the money on a vacation than a ring. I'm not sure how many ladies out there agree with that. Sure, the ring will last a lifetime, but it won't keep you warm for a week in a tropical climate. I did get her other things, and she had a good Christmas. So did I. And I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Hope you guys got everything you guys wanted and asked for. And let me know what things you got in the comments below. Let me know what things you didn't get that you really wanted. I really wanted a Lamborghini, but you know, it's not in the books right now.
I really wanted Ken Domik to have some common sense and some common decency and decide, yeah, maybe I should stay home for a while, like other people, and not venture out and not go between municipalities the way that I do. But no, that was definitely a pipe dream. That was not a realistic gift idea. Because we all know Ken thinks only about himself, making money, and doesn't give a shit about how his actions can affect other people.
I've always wanted a Lamborghini ever since I saw my first Lamborghini back in 1980 something. The Lamborghini Countach. I had the poster up on my wall for years, and it was the coolest car ever made for me.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, Ken, but you are never, ever, ever in this lifetime going to afford a Lamborghini. It's just never going to happen for you. And that you just don't have the sense of how to properly run a business, and that's what a channel in your mind is. You see YouTube as a business, but you don't know how to run it properly, and because of that, you're never going to have the modicum of success that so many other creators have. That's not me being mean, that's me just being real with you. That's all I ever am with the video reactions that I make, is being real.
It's my favorite, so, and it's been with me in my head, locked away since then. So if anything, one day in the future, I might rent one just to get it out of my blood, out of my system. That way I don't have to buy one and insure it and worry about it. People scratching it by accident, denting it in a parking lot. Yeah, so that's my dream. Let me know your dream. You know where to leave your dream, in the comment thingy. All right, I'm gonna continue drinking this coffee, and we're going to be back at the cottage again for New Year's Eve with Carol's mom and dad. Again, they're part of our bubble. We don't really practice social distancing there, again, because they're part of our bubble. We don't wear masks. Like a lot of people did comment in the last video about the mask situation and all that, but keep people safe, man. And I'm keep hearing about new strains of the virus that affect people faster and easier than the other one that's going around.
Yeah, Ken, you keep hearing about these things, but yet you keep going out into the wild the way that you do. You realize that you going out to these fast food places and interacting with other people, even with your mask on, your clothing can pick up the virus, and the virus can stay on your clothing. Then you can transfer that to one of your in-laws, and boom, your in-laws get COVID. And we all know what happens with the older population. Many of those people don't survive it. That's why COVID hits nursing homes so hard, and why the province has, had to hit the alarm bells to try and stop things. Like, you just don't get it.
So that's that. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today on this vlog. I like doing these for you. It's fun to chat. I like reading your comments. You guys are great at the commenting section, and I try to get around to them. A lot of my amazing long-time subscribers will sometimes respond to you because they know just as about me as I do. So
yeah, Ken, that's a lie. You don't get around to the comments. I haven't seen you respond to a comment unless it's one that's really kissing your ass and came in like literally as soon as the video went up, when you might have been on your computer. But you don't respond to the same degree that other creators do. You just try and make it look like you do, because then it makes it seem like you are so approachable by people. So it's like, maybe if I say that, people will spend the $5 a month to join either one of my channels. So who are you trying to fool, Ken? Besides the gullible people that fall for your bullshit.
I appreciate those people hugely. All right, let's drive safe home. My feet are slowly getting warmer. And maybe I'll take you on a boot buying adventure up at Mech. And we'll get some good boots for 50% off. 55% off. Yeah, baby. So what was the cliffhanger part? I can't remember what the cliffhanger part was.
Well, wasn't this a treat? Here we got 2 vlogs from Ken. The first one was him preparing for his first wintertime stealth camping video where he went and bought his stupid sleeping bag, which he later, in the second video, found out isn't really rated for what it is, so it seems like a pointless $200 purchase when someone else that's much more experienced just said blankets, blankets, blankets. Like, Ken doesn't seem to, I guess, understand that layering, or multiple blankets, is how humans keep warm in the winter. Like, when you go outside, you put on your shirt, your clothing. So you might have a t-shirt, and then on top of that, you might have a sweater or sweatshirt, and then a jacket on top of that, and then hat and mitts and scarf and this and that. That's called layering, so that when you go inside and the temperature is warmer, you can take off certain things to regulate your temperature. But anyways, this was just sort of like pointless, ridiculous nonsense. Ken, showing proof of him lying about the temperatures in the titles of his videos. But we all know that Ken does that because it sounds better. -10 sounds better than -9, which sounds better than -4 or 5 or 6, which is what the temperature actually was in the Harvey's and Tim Hortons video. And then, of course, talking about his fasting and weight loss and, the fact that he is gaining weight. But yeah, apparently I'm a hater and I'm a real jackass asshole for just telling them the truth. Yep, that's real smart. But at any rate, this has been another Ken Domick dissemination expose. But until next time, KDDE out.
Oh boy, I'll figure it out.